hits keep coming. 20-hour drive from Texas all the way up here to Lake St Clair. We got back from ICAST where we dropped an awesome dangerous loaded swim bait. We dropped the Big Larry spoon. ICAST was awesome, but for the last 4 days.
Doing this beside like the diesel right now.
Yeah.
The best audio ever. Our viewers are gonna turn the video off because you're literally drowning out. Like, this is like not right. Producer says no.
All right, there's my intro after 20 hours of driving. If you are a follower of this channel, welcome back. And if you're new to this channel, we're just a bunch of fishermen. We love fishing. I travel with my wife, Charlie. You guys, it brings me energy after driving that long drive, knowing you guys clicked on this video. And if you're new here, like, subscribe, do all that stuff. We are in for a smallmouth adventure this week, as well as some off the water shenanigans. Who knows what we'll run into, but we got the dogs, we got the wife, we got a tournament this week. Let's go. We got the RV all set up, everyone's settled in. Practice starts today, no time to be tired. This is the Great Lake, so you really have to pace yourself. The waves are huge, the lakes are huge, a lot of miles, a lot of fish. Today you guys are gonna ride along with me. I think we're gonna go try some Huron stuff. So we got Lake St Clair, got Lake Huron to the north, which is a great lake, it's huge. The tournament is based out of Lake St Clair, which I love catching them in Lake St Clair, but I feel like being a little adventurous today. I think we're gonna make a really, really long run up into Huron and fish all new water. So with the season I've had, I'm shooting for top 11s and better. I mean, that's my only choice. You know, we're all coffeeed up here. Let me just show you what Charles did with this coffee here. So Trait buys these aluminum water cans. I don't have another travel cup. Put coffee in an aluminum water bottle.
It's keeping me warm just sitting in my hoodie.
Yeah, that's pretty money. Yeah, and up north here, although it's middle of July, pretty chilly outside. So you gotta love fishing up north. Day one of practice starts right now. It's been a while since I've been up here, but you know, we fished this St. Clair area, I don't know, a few times in the elites, a couple times in the opens. I think 2 of those tournaments were won, like just right up here, right at the mouth of Huron. So we got to go check it out and see. We got some nice current flow from north to south, and smallmouth fishing, it's all about like current breaks, clean moving water, and food source, so goby and yellow perch. Let's go on a little adventure today, man. I'm really excited. It excites me to fish all new water, brand new water. We're gonna make one quick stop at the mouth here, and then we're gonna go way up into Huron. Days like these are so rare, man. I mean, glass, slick calm, like a 2-mile-per-hour wind, completely flat on the Great Lakes. You don't get that a lot, so you got to take advantage of it and run far. Probably a big one, dude. Saw that fish suspended on that cable. Came up and smoked the hair jig. That's a lot of fun. What a cool fish catch. Literally out here in the middle of Lake Huron, and there's one buoy. And the fish just hangs out on that buoy like an ocean fish, like a Dorado or something like that. That's really cool. There's the colors on it, just living in that green water, just brown as can be. Got to survive all those harsh winters. I mean, this just gets frozen over. Just crazy. It's a little fish, but I mean, that's a lot of fun. Oh. It's a nice one, dude. Is that a smallmouth right there? If that's a smallmouth, it is, dude. If that's a smallmouth, it's a freaking tank. That's a shallow fish. I mean, that's a 3.5 pounder. I know I could go in St. Clair and catch like 8 limits of these. It's a long way to catch 3.5 pounders. I mean, here on Huron, I mean, these fish get zero pressure. I mean, there's not a boat in sight. We're fishing shallow, like 3 to 4 feet of water. Probably seen like a limit so far, but no big, huge ones. You know, we need 5 and 6 pounders. Like, something got his butt. We need 5s and 6s, not 3s and 4s like that one right there, but that's a fun one either way. Kind of sight fished it. I saw it cruising along. I pitched a drop shot over there and ate it. They're being really picky though. They don't want a spy bait. They don't want a hair jig, not a chatter bait. Just a really slow drop shot. One more patch of rocks up there I want to fish, but Lake Huron's been kind of a bust so far. We're catching like 3-pound class fish, and I'm seeing 3s, maybe 4s, but 17, 18 pounds, that's nothing here. You know, you can go to St. Clair and almost easily catch 17, 18 pounds. I mean, just by using forward-facing sonar and pitching a drop shot to fish out there 17, 18 feet on grass. But I really wanted to come up here and just fish these shallow boulders like this. There's some fish hanging out here, but it's just not what I thought it would be. So we're gonna get out of here, another 25 miles back to the ramp there, and put it on the rack and relaunch. Whatever sickness I had from iCast last week, Charles is starting to feel it a little bit.
I got it. I picked it up a little bit.
Yeah, his throat's getting scratchy, he's sneezing, coughing a little bit. So I want to get him off the boat and either to a clinic or get some vitamins in him, because you guys know how it is when you start feeling sick, especially if you're on a boat, especially if you're in an RV. Man, you know, you just want to try to get ahead of it. So we're gonna do that with Charles. That's where we're at, halfway through the practice day here, and I don't like what I see here on Huron. And by the way, Lake Huron, I just looked it up. On that side of the lake, 254 miles. That's like, if you're driving in a car on the highway, that's like a 4-hour drive. 4-hour drive that way of nothing but fresh water. Just, let's roll. All right, it's blowing like pretty bad out here. Ended up catching the last like 5-6 hours. I ended up catching, I don't know, maybe 18, 19 pounds, which is pretty good. Crank and drop shot, but it's like so windy right now that I could hardly even keep the boat in position. So I'm gonna try to hug this Canadian shoreline and make my way back to the ramp. Trust that flag over the weatherman every single day, dude. Every time. Weatherman's typically 5 to 10 miles per hour off up in these parts around the Great Lakes. So here's the thing about these Great Lakes smallmouth, like your regular 610 medium light spinning rods, they're too light here. You need kind of like a medium because they dig so much and you can't sit there and waste time on every single fish caught. If you catch 60, 70 fish a day, you can't sit there and you know, jack with them. So identical drop shot rigs and like here's the whole deal is there's like so much grass around that you got to use a longer drop leader here, so like 20-24 inches long. After practice, you know, watching them forward facing sonar, watching them swim over and get it. I caught a lot of fish, yes, but it's all about catching those 4 or 5 pounders. Again, like I said, I got a hold of several of those. I need a whole limit of them today, and with the live camera in the boat, it'll be fun just trying to, you know, explain all that stuff to the viewers, because it's not a gimme, it's not easy. A lot of times you'll see these fish like floating high, almost like they're like looking on the surface in 18 feet of water. So you're just taking it one fish at a time, like all through practice. Every time you'd see a blob on the graph, you know, they all look big down there on the blobs, but you could tell when those 4 and 5 and 6 pounders swim by, you could tell it almost looks like a carp down there. So when you make that little pitch, that little presentation to those fish, and they kind of swim over, you're like, oh man, that's the fun of it right there. So smallmouth fishing it looks boring through the lens of a camera, but it's so much fun. If you ever had the chance to come up here, especially in a tournament, it is absolutely so much fun. So 10-pound tests all the way around. I'm gonna horse some of these fish with the like stiffer than normal rods. And if the wind blows a little bit, I'll throw a crankbait as well, but that's about it. That's all I got for you this morning. It just feels good to be back. We've had like an over a month off the season, and again, I'm 70 something in points, so it's kind of like, it is what it is. It's either gonna happen or it's not. 3 top 12 finishes is what I need for the next 3 tournaments, or win the last tournament. So I just found that out too. You win the last one, you're in the Classic, but that's the high water mark right there. Is a top 12 or better for the next 3 tournaments. That's the bar. That's the bar that has been set for me mentally. That's the points bar set. Yeah, it'll be a good flat day today. We'll be able to zip around. Got a lot of areas that are holding a lot of big fish. I'm all over the place. How about some more coffee, Chris? Yeah, how about that? Look who I found. Big Jake right here. This is my guy, my brother from another mother right here.
We were here,
we had a hell of a day. Yeah, matter of fact, every time they put him in my boat, we have a pretty good day. So at the very least, we'll laugh, we'll have a good time, cut it up. But yeah, the last time we were here, a couple years back in the fall, man, we had some freaking monster smallmouth. So hopefully that happens again here today. He's gonna mic me up, and again, this is how you guys view fishing on FS1 and Bassmaster.com. It literally, this microphone goes to me, this receiver goes to that big camera, Jig's holding the big camera. All this right here, all this footage gets sent to the trailer.
No, we go straight to Little Rock.
Yep.
They produce it for Fox
That's
Sports
right.
1.
Yep.
And then
it's streamed. Then it's streamed all throughout. So it's a pretty amazing process. So and there's only like a couple second delay.
Got it.
So yeah. All right, we're good to go. He's got to go grab a couple more things. We're ready to roll, dude. Later. Oh my gosh, we caught so many fish today, dude. Like so freaking many. Biggest bite of the day was over 4 pounds, well over 4, and it came off.
An 8-time Bassmaster Classic qualifier, 2-time Bassmaster winner from Fort Worth, Texas, the Zaldaingerous one, Chris Zaldain. Got to watch him all day long on Bass Live. 5 fish here today, 16 pounds, 11 ounces. A tough first day today, but you're going to get another shot at him again tomorrow, Chris.
Yeah, just a less than average day today. I wish they'd let us weigh in some of those pike and muskie that we caught out there. But yeah, I went through like half of the areas. I found some really good fishing in practice, and you know, I saved the other half for tomorrow. So hopefully I land some of those 4 and 5 pound bites that I was getting a couple days ago.
We'll make it happen. We'll see you back here tomorrow.
16-11. It's gonna be like last place. Like, what's new? Gosh, man, I thought I was gonna catch them for sure today. Caught the numbers, just the size. I mean, size dropped off significantly, so I don't know. Swap it up tomorrow. We'll see. This is pretty much par for the course for 2023. $16.11 yesterday. I was on live all day and I was catching them like one after the other. Bam, there's one, there's one, there's one. 2 pounder, 2 pounder, 3 pounder, 3 pounder, 3 pounder, 2 pounder, 3 pounder, 4 3/4 or 5 pounder. I'm fighting, it comes off. I was having chesty issues, I was having camera issues. It was just an absolute show yesterday. But you know, they caught them obviously. So I'm still like 80th place. It's where I've been all season long. So I only need 21.5 to do well today, to get in that top 50 and make the cut. I had like 22.5 on the first day of practice. So I mean, that's exactly what I need today. So that's what we're after.
Oh my God, you gotta go.
One minute. 4 seconds. Woo! 4 pound coal weight, but I don't think it's enough. Definitely not enough. Oof, this boat runs good. Another bad tournament for me, but we had fun. Caught another 40, 50 fish today. Really screwed up yesterday, but my only way to make the Classic is to fish, or to win St. Lawrence River, the last tournament. So, just gonna have fun until then. Pounder, 4 pounder on my last cast, and that's kind of what made me almost late, but it was worth it. We moved up a couple spots because of it, but didn't make the cut. Caught one really big one. Just had nothing to go with it. Well, I gave her all we got. 19 pounds, not enough. I'm worn out, dude. That was a hell of a run back in, dude. 9 minutes to run 9.8 miles, made it back with 4 seconds left. Busted a battery tray, but I gotta say one thing, this boat skips across waves like, we gotta roll, dude. Thunder and lightning and rain. Gotta roll. What do we have in here? Oh, hey, what's going on? Welcome back to the Zaldaingerous Poop Show. We just finished up a tournament on Lake St Clair, but we decided to hang out. We got Trait back there. Don't show Trait, she's still in her pajamas. We got the dogs here. Charles behind the camera. We just wrapped up St Clair, another 60th or 70th place finish. I don't know. Again, par for 2023, but we're having an absolute blast here. We've got Mark Zona lined up this week. We got Kevin Van Dam lined up this week to do the podcast in that room, which is Charles' room. And Charles has been doing such a good job with the editing, all the European trip edits and all that. You guys have been liking them, clicking on them. Thank you guys so much. But as I open up my refrigerator here, I had a thought this morning. By the way, AK Espresso, that's probably like the smoothest blend that we carry here in the Battleborn Battle Wagon. So I'm gonna leave that out there, but take a look at the rest of this stuff. I mean, you got the energy drinks, Johnny's High Noons. We have these for Kevin Van Dam right here. I think that's his flavor, I'm not sure. A half-eaten sandwich. Fruit. Why am I showing you my refrigerator? Oh yeah, this is why, right here. So yesterday I bought 15 night crawlers. They're like on every corner here up north. And the reason is, when I was out there fishing this past week, I pulled up in one of my favorite smallmouth spots and I looked down on Mega 360 and I saw clouds and clouds and clouds of giant sturgeon, lake sturgeon. And growing up in California, they used to target sturgeon out there on the California Delta all the time. I've never caught one before. So what we're gonna do a couple days later after this tournament here, I went and bought night crawlers. Look at these things, dude. Like absolute juice balls. Oh my gosh. I had to Google how to catch lake sturgeon and night crawlers popped up. So that's why they're sitting in my refrigerator. Today, you guys get to hang out and help us catch giant sturgeon. I'm gonna go out there with either my flipping stick or a swim bait rod and try to hook into some of these 50, 60, 70-inch lake sturgeon here on Lake St Clair, the Great Lakes system. And not to mention, Charles has been doing such a great job. We're gonna try to get him on his first smallmouth, and I wanna try to catch a smallmouth on my top hook swim bait. So for the next couple hours, it's a beautiful day out here, Lake St Clair. So buckle up, should be a good one. All right, like I said, coming up north here, obviously we're not catching giant largemouth on spoons and big swim baits. So I literally only brought one swim bait rod, and this is a 13 fishing 8-foot Omen. It was actually built for musky fishing, so this rod feels right at home on the Great Lakes here. So it's an 8-foot swim bait rod. I got it with 50-pound braid, an A3 size reel, like a 300 size reel, and this should be perfect for those giant sturgeon that I saw all over my Mega 360. I mean, they literally clouded my screen. So with a quick YouTube search, they say if you put night crawlers anywhere near a big giant lake sturgeon, it'll bite it. So I'm kind of excited to really stretch this swim bait rod out on big giant things, and those things are big sturgeon. So we got the wind blowing right now, so we're gonna try to knock out 2 of the 3 things on the to-do list. So we're gonna try to get Charles on his first smallmouth and also try to catch one on my top hook swim bait, which I have right here. This is rigged for largemouth just, you know, last month. I don't even know if I retied this yet. It was rigged for a Lake Fork trip we did about a month ago, and we just got these swim baits from iCast. So let's try to get some big smallmouth on
Dude,
it.
I want to throw that thing.
Yeah, no, dude, I'm gonna put you on the drop shot. We're gonna go for the guaranteed thing that's been working out here on Lake St Clair. So, well, maybe you could throw that thing. Why not? There's an eerie feeling after, like every week after a tournament, like the next couple of days after, there's no one around, it's quiet, it's a very eerie feeling. It's nutty. God, it feels weird. Literally, this whole area just got obliterated this last week. In the tournament we fished here, I mean, there was 8 or 9 out of the top 10 just in this kind of square mile, less than, probably a square half a mile. I had the privilege of driving through them every day, just passing by all these 4-pounders and 5-pounders to go fish for 3-pounders. What are you gonna do?
There we go.
Nice cast, Charlie. Nice game. Oh, he's messing with it. Oh, look at that fish moving on it.
Oh, you had it, bit it, dude. Nice.
Dude, you can feel
Yeah.
everything. That's awesome.
That's cool. Got him, Charles.
Let's go.
For those of you that don't know, Charles is from East Texas. He's obviously an awesome filmer, editor. He does the duck hunting thing, waterfowl, but this is his first smallmouth right here. Bump him, Charles.
Look that smallie,
Yeah.
baby.
Yes.
Let's go.
Yes. It's a nice one, dude. Good job.
Oh yeah.
Yes, sir.
Dude, that thing hits hard.
Yeah. Fight hard, right?
It just wants to pull down. I'm all tied up here.
Bro, you're doing better than I did last week in the tournament. Good job, Charles.
Dude, that's sweet.
Heck yeah.
Back
Good
to the
job,
bottom.
Charles.
Let's get another
Nice.
one.
I think it's my
Let's
turn
get you on
the
that swim bait.
Yeah, let's
Let's
do that. All right, hand this off.
Perfect. Well, that didn't take long for Charles to catch his first smallmouth. Why didn't I fish here during the tournament? Because I'm an idiot, and that's how my season's been going. I'm gonna try to feed him this swim bait right here. We've seen a couple fish around. Like I said, this area has been pummeled over the last 7 days. The conditions are nice right now for a big swimmer, so let's see what we can come up with. Oh my gosh. These are big ones too. I mean, I can just tell. I missed it. That's 2. I missed 2 on it. So there's the difference right there with, you know, with a line through bottom treble hook and a line through top hook. We designed this thing for huge largemouth, the Pickwicks, the Gunnersvilles, top hook, shell bars, deep, you know, Lake Fork, Toledo Bend, you know, fishing deep, points, ledges, all that stuff with the top hook along the bottom. But when you bring this to smallmouth country, you've got the heavy weight, you could get it down there in 20 feet where they live. Unfortunately, you've got a top hook in these smallmouth, they've got smaller mouths, so they got to get the whole thing in their mouth in order to get hooked. But that's 2 casts. I casted to fish that I saw on the graph there,
and they came up, smoked it, and I got a piece of them. So they're absolutely reacting to it. I just want to get one that can get it fully in its mouth. But that's the difference between a top hook line through and a bottom hook line through. You could fish this thing where they live and not get snagged because that hook is on top. The bottom hook line through with the treble hook, it snags on everything. Laydowns, grass on the bottom, rocks on the bottom or whatever, but they're a little easier to hook those fish when they just nip at it like that. But overall, if I were to choose one swim bait, it would be a top hook, because when the kind we're after, 5s, 6s, 7s, 10-pound largemouth, 11-pound largemouth, those fish that size get a hold of this thing and you hook them, they are not coming off. Had a couple nibbles on this and they didn't fully get it in their mouth, so let's go with some secret sauce. And that's what's nice about a line through top hook. It's got that cavity right there. You can put scent in it. We all know smallmouth loves scent. Let's give that a shot.
That was awesome. Oh, big one. That was awesome. That's giant.
Yeah! Wow! That was insane, dude. Saw that fish swimming across left to right and just made a nice little pitch out there, and he blasted up off the bottom and smoked it on the way down. That is a big smallmouth, dude. Yes! Crushed it. That is a 5/0 flipping hook, and you know when they bite it and fully get it in their mouth, they're coming to the boat every single time. 20-pound test, 8-foot rod. That is power fishing smallmouth at its finest right there. That is my first bite on the top hook Dangerous Swimmer. This is the loaded version, and it did its job. I'm gonna put that fish in the live. Oh no! I'll put him in the live well and let him chill for a second. I'll come talk to you. That fish is high 4s, maybe 5-pounder, but that swim bait did its job perfectly. Look at that line through design, and that just worked perfectly. Look at the teeth marks on it. That is so rad, dude. 20-pound test. Just amazing. This is a blueback herring color. You know, just chartreuse with a you know, kind of a gray back. It's got that pearlescent kind of body to it. And this clear water, that fish committed. Like, that fish completely committed to that. That was awesome, dude. All right, Charles got his first smallmouth ever. I got my first smallmouth ever on this top hook loaded swim bait here. That was awesome because, like I said, this thing is built for largemouth, and to come up here, up north, and catch them, catch smallmouth on it, that is rad, dude. Like, I don't care who you are, that is awesome. When they bite something that big like that and you could boat flip them, that's excellent. So let's move on to the third thing on our checklist, our to-do list today, and that's just to go see exactly what was on my screen a couple days ago. Like I said, I saw clouds of missiles, just giant missiles everywhere. I don't think they're musky. They're probably big, giant lake sturgeon or shovel-nosed sturgeon or St. Clair sturgeon, whatever they call it. But let's go drop some night crawlers down there. Let's go see if we can catch one of those big, giant prehistoric beasts. I'm gonna go ahead and rig up. I'm gonna go ahead and rig up some old school night crawlers with that big old flipping hook and see what happens. I mean, Google said they eat night crawlers, so I mean, right? Wow, I haven't done this in years and years. These are like giant ones too. So flipping hook through the night crawler. All right, have you ever seen a 5/0 flipping hook that looked like that right there? That's awesome. All right, let's catch us a sturgeon. So, no one likes a foul bait, whether it's bass, bluegill, sturgeon. I mean, I'm gonna drop shot this thing. I'm gonna drop shot this ball because we just keep on fouling up down here. So, quick little swap of techniques here. All right, now we got a drop shot rig to keep it above that grass. There's like 6 to 8 of these things, like all over the place. I mean, just all over. Every time you pan over, they're everywhere. You can see them all over 360. And we just saw one surface. They might be musky, I don't know. So we're gonna drop this contraption down here. We got a little live viewfinder, so we'll know exactly what species these things are. All right, go ahead, let it rip, Charlie. Got one, I got something. At the back! Yeah! Oh my gosh, dude, are you kidding me? Wow, it's a giant bass. I had a ball, I mean like a gob. There were 4 night crawlers on a hook with a drop shot, and I pitched it to like 4 different giant freaking submarines, and they're all big sturgeon down there. I pitched down there, and this smallmouth, big giant 4 1/4, 4 1/2 pound smallmouth eats the ball of worms. How about that? Gosh, I thought that was one of those sturgeon. Oh man. Hey, you can't beat it. What's funny is all week long I struggled to find a fish that big. And then I'm out here sturgeon fishing and one bites. I mean, what is going on with the season? I don't know what the deal is with these sturgeon, man. They're everywhere, literally everywhere. And if you Google what's the best bait for lake sturgeon, they say night crawlers. And I'm pitching it right to their faces. Like they're smelling it, sniffing it. They gotta be like here just suspended. You're seeing them surface, giant ones, man. And just move around slowly. They gotta be like spawning or something weird. Just like a bass gets when he's spawning. You know, he really doesn't want to bite. He's just hanging out. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Another smallmouth hanging out with the sturgeon. The sturgeon are like stirring up the bottom, and these smallmouth are hanging around that silt. That's exactly what happened right there. How about that? Another smallmouth on the nightcrawler ball. Seriously, tell me what's going on with those sturgeon down there. Like, I really want to know. You're hunting with those sturgies, aren't you? All right, as you can see, we had some pretty cool shots underwater there. These big giant dinosaurs. I'm telling you, these things are like 60 plus inches long. They're huge. And I'm giving up on them. They're a lot smarter than I give them credit for. I mean, I tried the 25-pound test, 50-pound braid, no bites, and then I went to the spinning rod, you know, with 15-pound test, and I got 2 smallmouth on a ball of night crawlers. So it was cool kind of playing with them and you know, trying to track them underwater with this little contraption here. That was kind of cool. But you got to see Charles catch his first smallmouth. A lot of fun up here, right, Charles?
Oh yeah, yeah.
And that top hook line through definitely worked for smallmouth, although we built it for largemouth. So appreciate you guys hanging out. That was a quick little 4-hour sender today, and we accomplished 2 of the 3 goals we set here today. But next time, St. Clair, next time I'm gonna catch 20 plus pounds of smallmouth during the tournaments each and every day with that swim bait probably. And next time I'm gonna catch some of these giant prehistoric creatures that they call sturgeon, lake sturgeon, and they're just literally, they're blowing up right there. And I don't know what they're doing. Either they're shaking lampreys or they're spawning or they're doing something, but consider that a challenge. And I'm gonna go home, do a little more research. They definitely don't bite night crawlers, so we're gonna have to figure it out. Actually, if you're from this area, comment down below. Tell me what bait I need to use for these giant sturgeon. Or if you're not from up here, tell me what you would use. Crawdads maybe, I don't know. Minnows, I have no clue. So, all right, thank you guys for hanging out. I'm out of here. Wait a second, before I do that. Peace out, night crawlers. Be free, yeah. You're definitely not gonna get eaten by sturgeon, but watch out for those bass. All right, we out.